Hi, this is Chris and welcome back to Arnold's Mobile Bike Repair. Today I just want to teach you how to change your seat. I know it's not a whole bike. If you watched our last video, you'll see that this is my new shop stool. We modified a 10-speed frame, gave it a wider base. Now we need to give it a more comfy cushion. This old 10-speed seat, as many of you know, is not very comfortable. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to replace the seat, and I figured I could show you how, because there's a lot of people out there who don't ride their bike because it hurts their backside. Pretty simple to change a bike seat. You can do it a couple ways. A lot of times you'll pull the seat post out. Allows you easier access to the guts under the seat. See how long this seat post is. So now that we have the seat post out, we can see that under the seat it has what we would refer to as seat guts. The seat guts are what connects the seat rails and clamps them to the seat post. So just another wrench here. We can loosen this up. Pretty tight. It's an older bike, a lot of dust under the seat. Not really good for much anymore other than becoming our shop stool. So now we've got that loose, we should be able to slide the seat clamp out. Well, maybe not loosen up. We're going to end up having to take this whole thing apart because the new seat that I have does not have guts under it. A lot of the new seats have what's called a micro adjust type seat post, and in another video I will show you how to change those. But this is by far the most common system found on your older 10 speeds, beach cruisers, lower end department store or big box store type bikes. So we'll start here. So now that we have that clamp loose, we can go ahead and remove our seat pole. If it comes out easy, this one's deciding not to. Sometimes it's even difficult even when you're a bicycle professional. So we've got the seat pole out, obviously it goes in here. Then we have to take these guts apart a little bit in order to take them off of this seat, because the new seat that we're going to be putting on, much larger, it's a used seat, but it'll be good for my bike, does not have those guts underneath. So we have to take those apart. A little bit of a tedious task, sometimes can be a bit of a handful, especially for somebody who's not a very good bike mechanic, or just somebody that maybe doesn't know for sure what they're doing and they don't want to mess it up. Lucky for you, Arnold's Mobile Bike Repair can come to you and replace your seat. So now we have to rebuild this setup underneath the seat. Not too hard. Not too hard most of the time. This one's being a little bit of a difficult one. New seats are usually easier. This seat's definitely got these parts definitely are used, a little bit older, have a little bit of a bend in them, which will cause them to not want to fit right or to be a little more difficult. Sometimes you have to add a little bit of extra force, maybe a tap with a wrench. Hopefully the whole thing doesn't pop apart. A little tap there, pull this back together here. I say this is easy enough to do. My son just did a whole video for his English class on bicycle repair. He's trying to do a video series. He's 12 years old and he was able to do this on video, so I certainly hope I can. And with that should give you the confidence to think, that you can do it as well. It's not super difficult. Sometimes, like I said, the stuff doesn't want to slide together, especially when you have older used parts. New stuff slides together a little easier. We have little tips and little tricks, little ways that we do things to make life just a bit easier here for the bike mechanic. Now we can tighten this up just a little bit. Don't want to go too crazy because we do want to adjust the seat. So we just want to get the nut on here, not 100% tight, but snug enough that we can still, snug so it doesn't fall apart, but loose enough that we can still make an adjustment if needed. we're going to put the seat pole back in the bike. And because this is my shop stool, I'm going to leave it up a little bit higher than it was before, just because I don't want to sit on the floor. Tighten this bolt up. When you're tightening the seat pole bolt, it doesn't have to be, gorilla strength. Tighten it as tight as you can get it. You want it just tight enough that it doesn't turn or move. If you over tighten the bolt, what will tend to happen is the little gap in here will crush shut. You'll crush the seat pole, and then it's kind of stuck in the frame forever. So it's definitely a proper amount of pressure, tightening it up, and you should be pretty good. So we'll go ahead and turn this around. We have the nut right here. I want to make sure our seat's pointed straight, nice and flat. I always start my seats nice and flat. A lot of folks will run their seats at all sorts of different angles. I personally, on my bikes, like them flat, or maybe the front tip down just a little bit, and that's all rider preference. However you're comfortable. I have a good friend who rides with his seat tipped up. He feels like he can hold onto his bike a little better, and it's more comfortable for him. After all, we are people, we are built differently, and we find different things comfortable. So we'll get this good and tight. Come back around. Oh, it's crooked. Now we'll make that adjustment here with the seat pole. Give it a little tap, nice and straight now. And now my shop stool should be quite a bit more comfortable. Easy bike repair with Arnold's Mobile Bike Repair. We're in Northwest Indiana. Website is www.arnoldsmobile.com. Feel free to look us up. Give us a call if you have any questions. Text us. I like bikes. I like talking about bikes. If you have a question about your bike, or if you're concerned, is my old bike worth spending the money on a new seat and having it installed? We can have that conversation, talk about it, determine what your old bike might be worth, and go from there. So, changing a seat, not that hard. Give us a call, 219-713-1463. I look forward to seeing you guys out there.